هذا القرآن يوحدنا لطريق الخير يوجهنا الله تعالى أنزله ورسول الله معلمنا هذا القرآن يوحدنا لطريق الخير يوجهنا الله تعالى.
What is a question and answer session without some halal and haram issues? Then it will not be a question and answer session. I have a question here. All it says, student loans. And the loans is spelled L-O-N-E-S. Any student who sends up this question, you need to do spelling 101. Unless you mean student loans when you are alone and lonely. Maybe that's a new terminology you might use. But student loans that are based on interest taking. As Muslims, we know our parameters, what we can work within and what we cannot go beyond. None of us have the ability to make what Allah has made haram and His Messenger has made as haram unlawful, that we can make unlawful. If something has to shift from what is unlawful to become lawful, then you have to have the conditions that are necessary. And a lot of times, it is something between yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't put a scholar in between. You know the answer, as they say in Arabic society. If you want to put yourself or to find something between you and the fire of hell, grab a sheikh and ask him a question and then hide behind him. You know the question, what is pork, what is interest taking, what Allah has made haram. This is ilm bid-darura, or knowledge by necessity. If you want to get out of that because of a circumstance in which you are in, then you have to figure out, am I in that circumstance? Do I need this student loan or any loan, as a matter of fact? And so someone asked the same question about mortgage, that I have a mortgage and I'm paying interest. This is, in your heart what you should do and what you should not do. In America here, there are many institutions, lending institutions that are more based on murabaha, on profiting and business and trade and so forth, and not on the premise of interest taking. And I think you should explore those possibilities. How do we calculate zakat on 401k? Is it yearly basis or when retired? Remember, 401k has several reality to it. The full amount of money you will get when you would have retired. There is no doubt about that. I think 59.5 years, when you would have chosen at that point in time, you will get your full amount of money. Also, if you do have, I think you're buying a house for the first time, they would allow you to withdraw from your 401k without a penalty. So it is money that you choose not to take now. You choose to wait until you're 59.5 years. If you choose to take that money now when you're 50, 51, 52, 45, whatever it is, then there is a penalty for that. And you can always call up your 401k company and find out, if I were to dissolve my 401k today, what amount will I actually get back? And if you have $10,000 in the 401k, for example, they may take out, with taxes and everything else, about $4,000 or $5,000. So your actual withdrawal from that is $5,000, and that is what you will pay your zakat on. It is money that you choose not to take now. You choose to let it go until you will get the full amount. But it is still considered part of your wealth. If I were to dissolve that today, then this is what amount I will get. With regards to, as Brother Sheikh Omar said, some of you will definitely ask about halal and haram. And there is no question and answer session without halal and haram. So there is a question here about what is the difference between mechanical halal, that is using electric blade to cut or slaughter the chicken in the presence of a person who reads Bismillah before the machine starts. Is it mandatory to slaughter each bird or each chicken by hand and read Bismillah? Again, Islamic law would give general guidelines. How we achieve those general guidelines will change from time to time. And Sharia does not bind us to a particular tool. The very microphone that I'm standing up in front of and speaking to you, this was not there before. And Maulana Islahi and Dr. Iqbal Nadawi and Hafiz Zafir, you would agree with me that when microphone came in India for the first time, ulama of India said this was haram. This is not the voice of the person, and to read through a microphone was totally haram. You see, when new equipment comes up, when new methodology comes up, there is always a resistance. And this again is human thought process, how society accept changes, and changes are not that easy. So I would say as of now, yes, we are just beginning to learn that a machine can cut the chicken while you say Bismillah at the beginning or at each one of those chicken. So as for now, if you feel that you're comfortable without the microphone or without the machine, there are many sources you can go and get your chicken. If you feel you're comfortable and nothing is wrong with that, again, this is an ijtihadi position of where I will give my opinion based on my understanding that yes, it is okay. And then you will go and find another sheikh who says it's not okay. And how do you judge between those two? So these are a lot of issues like these are coming up more and more as we are into a world of technology, that how do we implement technology in our everyday life? And using a machine to slaughter the chicken is definitely one of those technology that are coming up now. And maybe while we are debating that now, another 10, 15 years, that will be history. So is it okay? Is it better to slaughter with hand? Obviously, it is better to slaughter with hand. But if it becomes impossible to slaughter with hand, and then there is no haraj or no difficulty on society. Sharia does not want us to make this implementation so difficult that we are not able to keep up with that. And so another 11-year-old, he writes that some Muslims say that to eat meat from restaurants such as McDonald's and so forth, because we have the people of the book, I want to know if we are allowed to do that. And subhanAllah, there is a lot more in our market all over that you can have meat that is slaughtered according to Islamic law. Just like the Jewish community, they have their kosher, and they insist that their kosher is prepared according to the laws of Judaism. Halal, many of our restaurants are making sure that they have halal zabiha chicken, and they taste very well. So to eat from a source that you're doubtful, and there is no indication or indicators that eating from McDonald's is eating from the people of the book. You know, people of the book are specific people. Their method are specific method. Eating from McDonald's will not guarantee that this is where this chicken is coming from and this is the process of the chicken. So I would say to stay away from doubtful matters. It is always better to stay away from things that are doubtful and to take things that are not doubtful. So I would not encourage you, neither myself, to eat the chicken from McDonald's. I would prefer if you can eat from somewhere that you are certain that this meat is prepared according to our regulations.
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد